All right, so now as you can see, we've removed the required gauges from the boat we're working on here, and it's time to put in our new one. Just like when we took it off, we're going to utilize a cutaway to make it a little bit more easier for you to see and follow along. So once you've got the gauges out, the first step is going to be put the new gauges in. So I'm going to put my tachometer in here first. You're going to want to put that through the hole, take the retaining nut. Now the retaining nut, as you can see, if you look on the inside, is not threaded all the way through. In fact, the threads on it are offset a little bit. The reason for that, and it can also go on in either direction, the reason is every dash is a little bit different. Some are really thin, some are thick. What this allows for is to make sure you can put this retaining nut on so your gauge always has a strong, secure attachment to that dash. So I'm going to go ahead and thread mine on. Obviously I got a very thin dash here, so I'm going to make it so ensure I have a good bite on it. As you start to feel it get tight, you don't want to tighten it all the way down. This might require a second person. You want someone, if you can do it, great. Otherwise, you want someone else to hold that so it's upright and it looks good on your dash. Once it's in a good position, then you want to go ahead and continue to tighten that retaining nut down until the gauge is secure. Next, I'm going to put in one of our link gauges. So over there, you just want to take the two wires, you want to feed them through the hole, just like you did with the SC1000. You're going to use the retaining nut. The threads are just like the SC1000. So again, you want to put that on. And you just by hand, there's no need to use a tool, you can just tighten it by hand. You want to begin to thread that retaining nut on. And again, you want to make sure that's in a good upright position and go ahead and tighten that down. All right. Once you've got all your gauges secured to your dash, the next step is to get the harnessing set back up. So, as I mentioned, since you're going to be replacing your current SmartCraft gauges, all the harnessing that's already in there will work with no issue. So, here I have my tachometer harnessing, and like I said in the previous segment, you want to make sure that you hook up the tack harnessing to the tachometer, as both the speed and the tack, the harnessing, are unique harnesses. So, I've got my tachometer harnessing. I'm just going to go ahead and slide that on to the back of the gauge. Next, I'm going to take the speedometer harness and just simply slide the connection onto the speedometer. From there, I need to hook up my link gauges. As I mentioned, the link gauges start from the tachometer harnessing. It's got a connection for your link gauge. It doesn't matter which link gauge, which SC100 link gauge you connect that to. So you just pick any one you want. You go ahead and just slide the two connections together. And from there, you begin daisy chaining all the other link gauges together. You want to continue this across all of your link gauges until all of them are connected together. As I mentioned, that final link gauge, you will have one connection that's not used. At that point in time, you have all your gauges secured and all the harnessing is hooked back up.